How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video, and in about 15 minutes or less, I'm going to take a break from the norm. I usually stay in front of the camera, talk about training from my perspective, but I think it'd be beneficial for you if you heard from other successful trainers. So I'm putting together this segment called Driving with Jonathan, and the first person that came to my mind to do this with was a good friend of mine, Christine. Hello, Christine.
Hi, everyone.
And she has a wealth of experience. She's been training, just about as long as I have. She does the in-home, which I don't have as much experience with. She still has the perspective of the big box gym. So I want to know as much as I can about you, Christine. So let's start off with how you started. How did you get into fitness?
Okay, well, I always enjoyed fitness. However, to make a career or a job out of it, I decided to leave my office job and go into personal training. But doing that, I had to research it, find out different certifications, what I could do, what certifications gyms are currently using, the ones they really love. And I actually hired a trainer to work with me. And she would teach me different things. If I had a client that had a back injury, if I had a client that had a knee injury, I told her to train me in those ways. Also, I interned in a lot of physical therapy offices.
Okay.
And it just grew from there. So you get your basic certification, but then from there you grow. If you want to continue and be different than the other trainers that just with the normal certificate, you keep moving on, moving forward, going to seminars, getting certified, keeping your certifications, and then it branches off into other things.
Okay. So a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
What was your last job before you became a personal trainer?
I was a recruiter.
Okay. So what did you recruit?
I placed people into jobs, basically.
Okay.
I did office. I did a temporary office. I placed people in temp positions, and then I moved into IT recruiting, and then I moved into full-time administrative marketing positions.
Got it. So what made you leave? Because there are a lot of people that are on this channel that are flip-flopping between where they currently work and wanting to go into fitness, but what was the springboard to you saying, you know what, I'm out, I want to do the fitness thing?
Well, actually, when I think it was a while ago when there was a crash in the market.
Yeah.
Right? It was, I think, 2008, 2009 or so.
Around that time. I was in banking at that time.
Okay.
It was horrible.
Yeah. So that time, people were not outsourcing so much for recruiters.
Okay.
They were using their own HR, and I wasn't doing as well. And I said to my husband, I can't do this anymore. I don't enjoy it, and as much as being in a gym. And he said, why don't you try doing training? You love that so much. So that's how it started. He supported that passion of mine.
Awesome. And it also kind of points to the fact, and that's one of the reasons why I love fitness so much. It's like how do I want to put this? It's free from the economy. All right, people are always gonna want to get fit. People always want to exercise. It's not, the market didn't really dictate my ability to get training clients, and it was a perfect opportunity for you. Whereas with me in banking, it just died. And then with you in recruiting, it was a very different landscape.
Exactly.
Once the market, crashed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why I love fitness so much. But you also said something very interesting. You actually, technically, you got a mentor. You got a personal training mentor because you hired a trainer and you said, train me as if so-and-so.
Right. Well, I wanted hands-on experience. I just didn't want to read from a book. I didn't want to, just go to... I wanted to physically do the things that I was learning about to make sure that I knew how to do this before I worked with a client. But that was a long, long time ago. And then since then, though, you perfect it and you get your own style.
Yeah.
And then you have your method to madness, and that's what I did. I did what I needed to do to get by in the beginning, and then once you love it and you enjoy it, you will continue to grow and become better at it.
Right.
So
right. Awesome.
That's what I did. Oh, he's not turning.
What else do I want to know? So you do the big box gym scene.
Yes.
All right. How is that for you right now? How do you like it?
You know, I do. I've been at one gym for 9 years, which is very unheard of for a trainer.
Yeah, usually turnover's high.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got my clientele there, and from there they kept, thank God, you know, renewing packages, and they enjoyed it. They saw the results. And sometimes, you know, you from working with a client for so long, you get referrals. So from one client, I got a referral, maybe his daughter or his wife or her husband, knowing that I'm at that gym, and it kept, you know, I kept steady work there. In addition from that, I grew into like a little in-home clientele from being at the box gym.
Right.
Clients that don't want to go to the gym, you know, they say, well, can you come here? Absolutely.
Okay. So like you didn't just get certified and go like, all right, I'm going to be an in-home trainer and I'm going to expect people to just hire me without knowing me. It was a case where you were in a big box gym. That's where you started off. You did well there.
Right.
And then you took advantage of opportunities because you trained well.
Yes.
And then they said, hey, so-and-so wants to train with you. But they don't want to come to the gym. And then you started going over to their place.
I did. I started going, you know, at the first time going to an in-home, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the person has in their homes. You know, they always say they have a lot of equipment, but the equipment that they usually think they have and is appropriate is not.
Right.
So that's the challenging part, you know. You just want to make sure the person meeting their goals with less equipment than a gym would offer you. But if you research it and do, you know, and really study it and perfect it, you could train anybody anywhere.
Truth.
Yeah, you can. But it's more challenging. You don't have everything at your fingertips. So, like, I have a client that I'm going to tomorrow, and I had to text him on equipment to buy because he had nothing. But I did do one session with him, you know, and I just brought the basic, but to get him by. But it's more about the form and the control, and you can make anything challenging.
Right.
You know. But
now, you mentioned the basics. So, do you have like all right, if I'm going to go over to somebody that has no equipment and I want to bring something, what would you consider your basic 2, 3, or 4 pieces of equipment that you would bring?
That's a good question. I would bring bands,
Yeah.
all different types of bands, because anybody, no matter what your athleticism is, you can make it hard, you can make it easier. I would bring a mat, because a lot of people have hardwood floors. I'd bring a mat. And the basic thing I would bring, if I could fit it in my car, but I can't right now, is a stability ball.
Really? You like the Swiss ball? You
Yeah.
The big ball? Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends on like the height of the client and you know what size you would get. But
Right.
I would bring the stability ball, because you use that as a bench.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, but then little by little, once they realize you know, if they're going to work well with you, they start ordering stuff, and then it just grows from there.
Right. Right. Now, and it, you know, it doesn't even have to be expensive.
No.
I remember a client was asking me stuff that they should buy, and they wanted to buy a full-size Olympic bench, and they didn't want to spend all that money, and I just said, all right, get a piano bench. You know, they're like, they're not that expensive. They're like $40 over at Best Buy. You know, it won't cover your whole back, but it covered her head to just about like the small of her back, so she was okay.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
you know, you can be creative. You don't have to, you know, spend all your money on that. Now, you give a unique perspective. Now, my viewership is like 70% male.
Oh, really?
Right? And I would say anytime I walk into a gym, most of the trainers that I see are male. What is it like being a female personal trainer?
Female? I don't know what it's like being a male.
Yeah.
But being a female personal trainer working with male clients, I think is great. I really do, because I don't know if I can say what I enjoy working with better, but I do enjoy working with men. You know, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
More so than women?
You know, the conversations are a little bit more interesting to me with a male client. Yes.
Okay. And do you ever fear for your safety? Like, how do you keep a guy from crossing the line? Now, granted, you know, you get a lot of referrals, so they probably come in with a fair amount of respect.
Right.
But in a big box gym where anybody can come up to you and want you to train them, how do you keep it from getting out of hand in terms of maybe advancements towards you, or things like that?
In that situation, what I do, I most conversations you always talk about your personal life. It does come up, and I always talk about my husband, and I always lead with that. Like whenever someone says, "Oh, what do you do on the weekend?" Oh, I don't say I just go out with girlfriends. I say, well, my husband and I, we've gone to this restaurant, we've been here and there. So they know, like every pretty much thing I talk about is it leads somehow to my husband, like somehow or another. If it's not the whole training session, but
right.
they know that
just
I'm
so
married.
that they know somebody's there and you're not interested.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're like your new female personal trainer and the scene is a little bit skeevy, you can make up a pretend boyfriend,
yes,
or something like that,
yes,
just to make sure that the line doesn't get crossed, and you'll be fine. What else? Now, you have dabbled in group training.
Yes, I love it. Now, I learned a lot from group training from you, Jonathan, when I worked with you early on, about 6 years ago.
It's been that long?
No, it's been longer. It's been
possibly
like 8 years ago, I think.
God.
8 years ago. So I learned a lot about group training from your style. So I took your style and I put my personality with it. And I learned about my voice, how you have to be loud and you have to be excited, but you can't be screaming at them.
Yeah.
I learned about how your eyes have to be on, we're talking circuit training, like boot camps. You have to be all over the place. You really have to pay attention, and you have to make each person feel like they got up for a reason.
Yeah.
They
especially in a group where they can get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, you try not to do that, but it's very hard. I mean, the bigger the class, the harder it is.
Yeah.
And so I've done that. I've done the boot camp, and then I've also done the group X exercise in my gym, the two classes that are a little different than an actual boot camp, because now I'm leading the class and there's no stations.
Very different. Yeah. I find that harder. I was watching a video on Facebook or something of a woman leading a class, and she was just going 100 miles an hour, because they're really just mimicking what you do. Right.
That's all it is. Yeah. It's not like you can do the stations and the instructor and myself can walk around. No, I physically have to do it, and it's like they mirror me.
Right.
Right. And it's different. It's different. I like them both. I feel that I'm more on stage, obviously, in the group exercise.
Yeah.
And for someone like me who was extremely shy, it's my chance of coming out of my shell a little bit.
Well, it's good because it kind of forces you out.
Yes, absolutely it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you prefer, personal training or group X?
Really? It's so weird because I prefer group X.
Group X over personal training?
I do. I enjoy it so much. I mean...
Why is that?
Physically, it's harder for me, but mentally, much easier. And I know you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So...
Oh my God, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so mentally, it's exhausting sometimes, training a client, because it's so... The one-on-one...
They just suck the life out of you.
They do.
Some of them do.
Some of them, is the conversations are great. Usually with male clients, the conversations keep going and they don't suck the life out of me.
Right.
But yeah, I prefer group training now once I've been doing it, because it's so different from one-on-one. And I would tell any trainer who's thinking about personal train is that they really should do both.
Yeah.
I did it later in my career. I didn't start doing group until maybe I was a trainer for 8 years, I think, before I had started group.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what was I doing? Why didn't I do this sooner? It's just different. And it gives, then when you go one-on-one, you find your love for that again,
Right. No, there is still a place for one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. But I like half-hour sessions a lot better than hours.
What, for the group X or for the one-on-one?
One-on-one.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that I run out of time. Do you have them warm up during the half-hour session, or do they have to be warm when you come in?
No one ever is. They just roll out of bed. Yeah. This morning, someone just rolled out of bed. But what I try to do, I warm them up really quickly in a half hour, but I keep them moving. A client did an hour with me. Then she switched to half hours because of her job.
Right.
And she just told me this morning, she's like, I can't believe how much we get done in a half hour. I didn't think we were going to. Yeah, because I have to. So that means that there's less talking, less mentally taxing.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to train. Sometimes you just want to tell them to lift and go and then shut up, and then just do the work.
They come back to you because they enjoy training with you, and it's the relationship that a trainer has to realize that they provide. The trainer has to always be on.
Yeah.
And that's why, but the Group X though, yeah, you have to be on physically, and you're yelling, you're shouting, you're motivating them. But you know what? It's different. It's not. They're not trying to get into your head.
Right.
Right. It's like I enjoy it.
You can kind of like separate. I think that's what I like the most about boot camp. I just go there, and for the most part, all of my energy is going out. I don't have to take in a lot of negative energy.
Right.
Especially when there's more than one person at a time.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, it's more lucrative because I get to knock out 20 people at a time as opposed to like one person at a time.
Right.
But second of all, like I don't have to sit down. I've gotten caught in so many conversation traps with a client about their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and I'm like, oh, we're losing so much time.
Yeah.
And you might feel a little bit better, but I'm not your therapist. You're supposed to be working out.
I've had women cry.
Oh God, I've had criers.
That's why I think I like the male client better, because not better, just it's different. It's different for me because I feel like the male client does not do that. I've never had that happen to me with the male clients.
I've had a guy cry. No, I've had a guy I've had a couple of depressed clients. Like you could just tell that he was really beating himself up. You're supposed to go. You have the right of way, but all right, whatever. He was really beating himself up over the fact that he gained so much weight, and I was just like, you know what? You just can't think about it. You just got to go.
Yeah, but it's still.
It is a little bit easier when a client actually breaks down and cries.
Oh,
I've had that 3 times. 3 times. Yeah. One of the times I was just like, I can't. No, you stop now. I didn't even entertain it. I was like, cut the shit because. Maybe a part of me wasn't in the mood. I was burned out. It was like 12 noon by that time.
I've just said, you know what? Do you need time? I've walked away. Do you need time? Do you want to get water?
If they're in their house, like, do you go to the kitchen while they're crying in the living room?
Yes. They're cute, That's
hilarious.
Or I excuse myself and I go to the bathroom.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, there are some training hacks because, man, if somebody starts crying and I'm in their house, I might just leave.
I know.
All right, so let's talk about canceling sessions.
Okay.
In homes, that can be tough because you're spending money just driving over there.
Yes.
So let's say you have a 6:30 a.m. session, right? You got up, you didn't have anything else to do. It's 6:15, you're on your way. The client gives you a text, not even a call, a text, and says, "Oh, Christine, I'm just not feeling it today." How do you handle that?
Okay, if it's an in-home? Okay, so you don't have the box gym where you have to say, I have to charge them because the gym is going to,
Nope, that's the luxury of the box gym. You can say, that's the gym's policy. You can always put it back on the gym, but no.
So what I do is when I train somebody in their house and they want to do sessions with me, I try to get the money up front. That's the best way you can do it, because if you get the money up front, like for 10 sessions, and you get this money up front and they do cancel on you, you did go, you did schedule them, but you can say, okay, this one time I'll let it go, but depending on what the problem is, life gets in the way.
So if they're just being lazy.
Yeah, sometimes they tell me that, and they're like, if they're a really good client and they understand that your time is as valuable as theirs, they're going to say, listen, just knock one off, and now we have 8 instead of 9.
Right.
And then you say, okay, and if they renew it, you try to give them, you try to work with them and maybe give that one back because they were so nice.
They sign back up.
Right. So you can use that as like a tool to be like, I know that one that you missed and you let me have it. Well, if you sign back up, or if you renew, or because you're renewing, there's other ways to do it. But usually I would like to get the money up front.
Right. And that's how you keep clients,
Yeah.
Have you ever had to fire a client?
Yeah. I did. I had to tell them that, well, it was an in-home client and I hated to do this, but like she liked training with me at the gym, and she said, I'm not going to, and she always would cancel me at the gym. And then she said to me, Christine, if you come to my house, I won't cancel you because I'm here. Okay, I'm not going to be late. You come to me. So I said, okay, this may work. Well, she would forget that she scheduled me. I would go 40 minutes out of my way. And
40 minutes?
Yeah, which is, I know, that was crazy. That's a little too far. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So I would not do that again, but because it was someone I knew for about 6 years, I decided to do it.
Yeah.
And I showed up and she thought I wasn't coming, or she gave me an excuse. It's the same excuse she would give me when she would come to the gym. Right. So I just said, unfortunately, right now, after we did a few of her sessions, she paid up front. When they were done, I just said, I can't really fit you in as I would like, because of the fact of your inconsistency. You figure out ways to say it where you don't want to burn any bridges, and you say you hope next time down the road, when she does, you just assume that she's going to come back, that, her time is she can make time for you and you can make time for her. But then she even admitted, she's like, are you firing me? And I said, right now, I can't handle the inconsistencies.
Right. Especially at 40 minutes away. Like, she's 3 clients worth of time.
Yes. 40
minutes plus, the hour to train or whatever, plus the 40 minutes back. That's 3 clients that you can knock out.
Yeah, that was, So when you do an in-home client, you have to think of mileage. You have to think of, my sister just had said to me, I can't believe you charge that. And I explained to her, well, you have to understand, I'm 30 minutes in the car, 30 minutes back. That's an hour there. And she's like, oh my God. So you have to do it where, you have to say, okay, I'm going to charge this because of this. And you don't want the client to pay for it, but then you're saying, well, you are far.
Pay for it,
right. Yeah. You're far, and that's why you get more money in a home, And it's a luxury for them. You're coming to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So, let's see. We've covered a lot of information. And I'm sure you guys, if you enjoy this, just comment and we'll have more Driving with Jonathan featuring Christine. So let's cap this off. Do you have a mantra or a motto that you go by with your clients, for yourself?
Yes, I do. So when I do my I say it all the time, and it just started becoming my mantra or my motto because I didn't realize that I said it. The more you do, the more you can do. The more you do, the more you can do. Because I watched clients throughout the years how they progressed. Because the more you do, the more they realize how much more they can do since they started. So that's my motto. The more you do, the more you can do.
If you can drill that into a client, it works in every aspect of training.
It does.
Physically, even nutritionally. All right, you were able to eat healthy one day out of the week. Let's make it 2.
The more you do it, the more you can. And I use that for when I did my fitness competitions. I said, okay, wow, I'm stronger than I think. The more you do, the more you can do. And I'm like, that really is the truth.
Right. So, all right, if you're looking for a motto, you should probably quote Christine when you tell your clients that.
Yeah, yes.
But that's a good one. That's a really good one. That's not as generic as mine. There is no quit. That's bull. I need to come up with something better.
Is that what you say?
That was mine in the beginning. There is no quit. And if anybody ever said can't, no, I used to say there is no can't. And then whenever somebody said can't, I used to lose my mind. I'm not sure if I have a motto off the top of my head right now.
But I liked yours in your boot camps.
What did I say?
Any comments, questions, concerns?
Oh, yeah, but that's not inspiring. The more you can do, the more
you
can do. You can put that on a shirt, You can't put questions, comments, concerns on a shirt. Shoot yourself at all. But listen, we've been talking for a fair period of time. We didn't even get into what it was like to compete in, was it bikini or figure?
No, figure.
Figure. We didn't even get into what it was like to compete in that.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe we got to do this again.
Yes.
Yes, we definitely have to do this again. If you guys want to learn more about the competition end and how that can help you, just comment below. Let me know. I know a lot of trainers. I'm gonna, drive with a bunch of them. But as many resources as I can get to help you, I'll definitely do so. So I'm gonna wrap this up for now. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, make sure to comment below. Your comments are what fuel this channel. Hey, Christine did it. She had to get a mentor when she first started as a trainer to kind of help her to know what to do, where to go, what certifications to get. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, I know. There's so much more we can talk about.
So much more. But if you're looking for a mentor, you definitely check out the Dumbbells to Dollars course. You can just go to www.dumbbellstodollars.com. It'll be very helpful for you. To help a number of trainers. I know it could help you too. But I'm gonna sign off for now. I'll be back next time, and as always, remember to, I'm so glad we're at a red light so I can, oh shit, it's turning green. Eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe, stress levels low, get rest, don't slap anybody, love your clients, say hello, I'll be back. I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.